How's it going, YouTube? Kick and raid, ready set beast. Today we're going to get to the Turkish Getup, which is definitely my favourite kettlebell exercise. It might even be my favourite exercise, full stop. I mean, it's terrific for building strength, balance, stability. It works your entire body as it was meant to be used as a system. It's terrific for building coordination, but because there's so much going on, it can be a bit of a head hack to begin with. So we're going to break it down into stages. I'll give you some handy cues. I promise you, once you nail this, it's going to be a terrific tool in your strength building arsenal. Let's get into it. I always recommend doing this unweighted if you've never done this before, but just until you get the hang of the steps, because you don't want to be worried about dropping the kettlebell on your face while you're trying to figure out what comes next. But once you do get those steps, the resistance that a weight gives you is going to help you feel out the movement. So we'll get on to how to get a weight up in a second, but for now, we'll just start from the floor. So you're going to set up by laying flat on the floor. You're going to pop the same knee, same arm up, and then on this opposite side, you're going to want your leg and your arm about 30-40 degrees, as if you're making a snow angel. So you want to push into the floor with this flat foot, and let that turn your hips. Then you want to follow that motion up your body, pop up onto this elbow. You're going to want to lock this elbow out so you're not using your tricep, take the weight. You're going to make sure that your shoulder blade is packed, screwed in. You're going to make sure that you're keeping a tall spine. You're going to push off this hand and scoot it back slightly towards you. You're going to make sure that this shoulder is pressing down, so you're not shrugged, you're pressed down. You're going to push off this flat foot, this flat hand, into a bridge position. You keep the shoulder pressed out, and you're going to squeeze your glutes. You're going to drag that foot diagonally under your body. You're going to turn your hips over. You're going to plant yourself into a tripod. Now the top half of my body, I'm pushing into the floor. This elbow is screwed in. This is straight up. I'm like a T in my torso. My lower half, I'm making a tripod. So my knees are about equidistant from both my hand and my foot. Next, you're going to bring your butt to your foot, and then you're going to hip hinge out. So you're bringing your butt to your foot, that's going to take the weight off this hand, and then you're going to hip hinge and press that weight up above you. Well, I'm coming underneath the weight, I'm not pressing, I'm just coming underneath it. Step next, you need to get your body in line. So you do that by windscreen wipering your back foot, as in windscreen wiper. Your back foot, so it's in line with your front foot. If your foot isn't under your knee, you need to scooch that back so it is under your knee. From here, you're just going to step up, you're going to put your feet in line next to each other. Boom. Awesome, so now we're at the top. All we need to do is get back to where we started. And to do that, we just reverse all the steps that we used to get up here. We have got our feet in line and facing the same way. We're going to tap our thigh. That is going to remind us which leg we're going to lunge back with. You can completely do away with this once you've got it in the muscle memory, but for now, it's not doing you any harm. It is going to make sure that you don't go down the wrong leg and get confused. So you might as well do it. So tap, lunge back. Terrific. You windscreen wiper to get here, so unwindscreen wiper down. You're going to stick your butt closer to your foot and plant your hand down on the floor. Alrighty. Now you're in the tripod position that you were in on the way down here. You are going to turn your hips over and thrust your back leg in front of you diagonally. You're going to end up in this bridged position that you were in before, your glutes squares. From here, under control, lower your butt to the floor, lower your elbow to the floor, come down to the shoulders. And here you are, where you started. Same arm, same knee up, and I'm basically in my snow angel position. That's the whole thing. Congratulations. I'll show you a few more of these, and then we'll move on to WINDSCREEN with a weight. Same arm, same knee. Snow angel on this side, 30-40 degrees. I'm pushing off the floor with this flat foot. Popping up onto this elbow. This shoulder's packed, this shoulder's packed. Pushing up into this hand, scooching it underneath me. Bridging up, squeezing the butt, and pushed into this flat hand, this flat foot. Going to drag this foot underneath my body, turn my hips over, plant myself into this wonderful tripod position. Now, I'm going to bring my butt back. It's going to take some of the weight off this hand. Then I'm going to hip hinge under the weight. Now I'm going to windscreen wiper this leg, drag this foot under my knee, stand up. Move backwards. Windscreen wiper, tripod, bridge, butt down, elbow down, shoulders down, back where I started, kaboom. When you're using a weight, the first thing you need to do is get it above your head. The safest, most efficient way of doing this is lying next to it in the fetal position. You're going to grip the kettlebell, you're going to wrap your other hand around that. Then you're going to straighten this back leg and bring it over the top of you. You're going to use both arms to press it, and you're going to sit that weight above the shoulder. Then you're going to set up your snow angel like you did. Now it's exactly the same as it was before. At this point though, check your grip on the kettlebell. You don't want to be holding it like a bucket and letting it dangle. You want to keep your wrist in line, and you want to have it diagonally in your hand. So my shoulder's packed, I'm pushing off the floor and following that motion up. You might find that when you have a significant weight coming up like that, or you're lifting this leg, so the way to combat this is, remember, push off this leg, keep that leg screwed in, and dip the bell slightly in that direction. So you're kind of using its momentum to get up. So you're going to dip the bell and get up underneath it. As long as you stay underneath it, there's no problem. So from here, scooch that hand back, push up, flat hand, flat foot, bridge, squeeze the glutes, round my foot back, turn your hips over. I'm in my tripod position. Bringing my butt to my foot, yep, and then hip hinging to come under the weight. Windscreen wipering this back foot in the same direction as my front foot. Bringing my front foot underneath my knee, and I'm lunging forward. Make sure I get the right leg, give it a tap, lunge, butt back to foot, tripod position, kick through, hips facing up, squeeze my glutes, down to the butt, down to the elbow, down to the shoulders, two hands, chest, roll off. Thing to remember when you're using weights is to keep a tall spine. Don't let the weight compress you. Keep a tall spine. So these are exactly the same whether you're on the left side or the right hand side. I don't think there's anything else to mention. Give it a go. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. If you found this video useful, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, do all that modern YouTube stuff. And thanks for joining us. I'm Ready Set Beast. We'll see you on the next one. Be well.